Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Facebook. Hey, Instagram. How are y'all? Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am running behind this morning. I had stuff to do for work with my team. I have a team that is overseas, and there were things that I got to get to them because they're 12 hours ahead of us. And so I am running behind this morning. But good morning, y'all. I want to hop on. Today is day 7 of the Do the Hard Things Challenge. And today I want to hop on and talk to you guys about the power of committing. So great morning. Hey, Tamisha. Hey, I saw you registered yesterday. Congratulations. Looking forward to seeing you on the workshop. But for those of you that don't know me, I am Nicole Cooper. I am a digital marketing consultant. I'm a business coach. I am a mom, a wife, and a serial entrepreneur, somebody who is really pursuing trying to figure out how to turn this vision of mine and this mad scientist brain of mine into my reality, right? So I'm taking you guys on this wild and crazy journey with me. So today I want to hop on here and talk to you guys about the power of committing, right? I've been doing this thing called Do the Hard Things Challenge. I actually started it last Saturday, and today is day 7, right? Today is day 7. And I want to talk to you about the power of committing. The power of committing, right? So I got a call yesterday from a good friend, and we were just talking. She's an entrepreneur as well. She's someone who quit her job. I think she just quit her job like a year or two ago, right? And we were just talking about the ups and downs of entrepreneurship, and the conversation was like, what do you do in the in-between times when things are not working out as you need them to work out, right? And how do you manage through the pressure of like the stress of building something and creating something? Another thing is, a lot of the people that are in our Facebook group, they have been posting that they have a hard time focusing and actually seeing something through to the end, right? So in other words, many of us get distracted, get pulled away. Something happens where you have this goal and you get distracted, and for whatever reason, you switch gears and you go do something else, all to have to come back and this goal is still sitting there, right? So I want to talk to you guys about the power of committing, because her and I had this conversation yesterday, and a lot of it too boils down to our personality types, right? Different personalities have different traits, and she's very much like me. When you're a creative, when you're a visionary, when you are idea driven, we chase ideas endlessly. Like, that is just in our nature. It doesn't make sense sometimes. It's very easy to get distracted because your ideas just seem so amazing that you got to do them right now. And another trait of visionaries are impulsive. We are impulsive people, meaning that when something hits me, it's like, oh, I got to go do it now. I got to do it now. Like, there's like this sense of urgency. And so I told her, I said, it's just crazy. When you have these personality traits, your strengths are actually can oftentimes become your weaknesses as well, right? Where it's good to be a visionary and it's good to be able to have, the ability to like turn ideas into income and stuff like that. But if you're not careful, you'll be all over the place and you'll never complete anything. Okay. So let me talk to you guys about the power of committing. And this is a conversation that I had with her yesterday. I said, you have to put yourself in a position where you decide to do something. And when you make that decision, what has to happen, I talked to you guys yesterday about brain dumping and getting ideas off your lap, right? Just putting them on a piece of paper, putting them somewhere, come back and visiting them later. But what I explained to her yesterday, I was like, we have to, there's a couple of things in this, especially for entrepreneurs, right? A lot of people get put in the pressure cooker in entrepreneurship because you're chasing something that the income your income is based on potential, but not practicality. Okay. Your income is based on potential, meaning there's a possibility you can make X, Y, and Z dollars, but it's not practical that you're going to do it immediately. It means that you have to put time, effort, and energy into building something before you see it. And what happens in the world of entrepreneurship and all of us, this whole online game, right? We're seeing so many Facebook ads thrown at us that promise us immediate success, that we're chasing potential all the time. And what happens is when you're chasing potential, your practical life is over here. The bills are coming in the mail. The refrigerator is empty. You got little mouths to feed. You have responsibilities. And what happens is the potential looks so good that we begin to allow ourselves to chase this potential because we want to believe that when it happens, it's going to be huge, it's going to be big, right? And so we tell ourselves that this potential is going to make up for whatever I'm falling short with right now, right? So I'll sacrifice paying the bill later, or I'll sacrifice not eating right now because this looks so big and so grand that I got to do it. I got to make it happen, right? This is the world of entrepreneurs. And here's what I've learned over the years that when wisdom finally kicked in for me. I've learned that there are necessary income strategies that you have to have so that you can actually be able to afford to pursue your goals and your dreams, right? And it allows you to commit to something. And so I explained this to her. I said, you know, I've learned that I have always had to keep stable income while I'm building a dream. Stable income while I'm building a dream. So what is my stable income now? I provide services to people. I have done for you services. I run a content marketing agency. And so people come to me, they need help. They put it in my lap, they pay me, and I do stuff for them while I'm building my own thing, right? And what happens is when I have this practical way or this practical way over here of being able to pay my bills, now I make room and time in my schedule so that I can actually build on the potential. But I'm not living my whole life in the potential zone where everything practical is being neglected, right? And so many of us cannot make commitments because we're always in the desperation zone. When you chase all this potential, what happens is pretty much the level of potential you have is also the level of desperation that can build over time because you're not living in a practical way. And that's why I always tell people, don't go quitting your jobs chasing a dream if you don't have your financial situation set up, right? So for me in my household, I'm married. My husband works a job. He has benefits. It makes my life a lot easier because at the end of the day, you know, whether I got a high month or a low month, my husband's income sustains us, and I know it's going to cover the practical needs that we have for our household. It's going to make sure we got groceries. It's going to make sure that the bills are paid. It's going to make sure that we got gas in the tank, right? He's always going to make sure that the practical things are covered. And so when you are choosing to pursue the potential, well, the potential, you can't pursue potential full time till it's paying you. You know, until your potential can cover your practical, you don't need to be pursuing the thing full time. That might be totally opposite of a lot of the commentary that's happening out there. Hey, Keisha, it might be opposite of a lot of the commentary. But guys, I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. I've never really had a job, right? Only jobs I've held was like substitute teacher, a waitress. But I interned in college in corporate America, realized that world was not for me. And I said, I'm gonna always work for myself, right? And I did. So whether I was waiting tables at Red Lobster as my practical approach while working on getting my real estate license, or being a substitute teacher during the day and selling jewelry, you know, once a week at a vending station, I've always had to learn how to navigate this world of entrepreneurship. And I realized that when you're in desperation zone, you can't commit, right? And so here's the thing, because we get so caught up in these wonderful motivational speeches that everybody gives us that we lose common sense on our practical approach to our life. And we end up in the danger zone. And so what I want you to do is I want you to ask yourself, where is my practical, what does my practical world look like, right? Like, and when I say practical, like, what is my immediate world look like with my household expenses and my needs that I might be neglecting or trying to delay while chasing this potential? Because guys, listen, you know, I've been in multiple different businesses. My background, I've done a lot of things, from real estate to network marketing to running, you know, building online businesses, affiliate marketing, selling products, coaching, consulting, and all these different things. And I do agree that there is a lot of opportunity to make millions of dollars. We're watching people like Supercent make $1 million in 30 minutes. We watched, you know, Cece out here make $1 million this year selling $20 products. You have, you know, there's a young lady that I follow. Y'all can look her up. She is absolutely the most practical person I've ever seen in my life. And she makes $3 to $5 million a year selling printables, y'all. printables. And if you go to her Instagram account, she got like 1,300 followers. You don't even know she exists, right? On Instagram. You don't even know she exists. I don't even think on YouTube. She is a Pinterest girl, and she sells printables, and she makes $3 to $5 million a year, right? So I see these stories every single day. I know how to do the stuff that they do, but one of the things I have never done really was fully commit to sticking to a plan, because I was always operating from a place of potential. Even when I was making the money, what was happening was I would be in companies, I would make 5 figures. What happens in a lot of the companies that I've been in is the demand would be so high on me that there was no margin for me to actually invest in my side thing. And that's what another thing is, a lot of us are chasing temporary solutions that we think are going to free us up to actually be able to pursue what we really want to pursue, all to realize that at the end of the day, all you have is so much time. And so depending upon what roadmap you pursue, you got to ask yourself, is this really going to give me the time freedom that I need to build what I need to build? So for me, I had to make a decision, right? I had to make a practical decision. And the practical decision is not sexy, right? It wasn't sexy at all. I had to choose, do I want my time back? Or do I want to pursue making a whole lot of money doing something that was actually keeping me from being able to pursue the thing that I really wanted to pursue? And I realized, like, I want my time back, right? I don't necessarily have to, if I'm doing something that is temporary, that makes me a lot of money, but it's more of a distraction than a benefit, it has to go, right? Because at the end of the day, for me, it's not just making a lot of money. You can make a lot of money. This is not going to work. My phone is dying. So Instagrammers, sorry if this dies, but you can make a lot of money in certain things that are actually sabotaging you operating in your gift and your calling, right? It might be beneficial in certain ways, but it might be sabotaging you. So you have to get very clear. You have to get very clear. What is it that I really want to accomplish? What is the goal that I really have in front of me? What is it that I really want to do? What is the vision that keeps chasing me, keeps haunting me? No matter where I go and what I do, it keeps popping up. I'm going to tell you guys right now, the vision that I have has been the same for the past 10 years. And it seems like it is not sexy. It is not, it comes and it goes. Like, it's not a trend. It's not hot. It's not what you see people on the gram doing. It doesn't look like what everybody else is doing, but it won't go anywhere. It just won't leave me. And so I know that it's something that I have to do and I have to commit to doing. And it requires for me to stay focused. And in order for me to stay focused, I have to have a very practical approach of paying my bills right now while building this thing in making margin, right? It's not even spare time. It's making time and being committed to building this thing, but knowing that I am going to stick to this thing all the way through and see it to the end, but I can afford to do it because I can pay my bills. I hope that makes sense, right? I can afford to do it because I can pay my bills. Because one of the things that I see happening right now that it makes me a little sad for a lot of new people coming on the internet is people don't give themselves enough time to learn and build a skill, right? People want to come in, you want to take a class, and you want to go big real fast. And what people don't understand is skills is what creates your sustainability. And so it doesn't matter how many shiny objects you chase, how many businesses you sign up for, how many systems you plug into, how many courses you buy. Like none of that matters. What matters is, have you given yourself enough time to build up the skill that is going to put you in a position to be able to grow and commit to building something successfully? Because at the end of the day, right now, a lot of people are fighting for your attention, right? And I see it all the time. Like, I'm looking and I'm like, God, these girls are beautiful. They fly all the time. Their hair is always done. Makeup always I can't compete. That is not my life. That is not my world. That is not the space that I can compete in. But with my brain, you sit me down, you want to talk business, you want to talk about, creating courses, building membership sites, digital marketing, all those different things. You want to talk about that? I can, it's not even about competing. I know that lane. You want to talk about operating in your gift, understanding what God has called you to do, how to put yourself in position to be able to exercise in that thing, how to be able to turn that gift into a profitable lifestyle for you so that you can really operate in who you know you're called to be. Talking about being in alignment with your God-given assignment. Talk about being fulfilled in what you do without chasing after everybody else's goals, dreams, plans, ideas, and systems. I can talk about that, right? I know my lane, and so I have to stay in my lane. But in order for me to commit to my lane, I had to get very practical about what my life looked like, right? I'm not a 20-something-year-old girl that is not married and does not have kids and has the ability to run around all over the world and take heavy, big risk anymore. I just can't. My life does not consist of that. My life consists of two little people that look at every doggone thing I do and they call me out on everything. And I have to make sure that they're fed. I have to make sure that I have time for them. I have to make sure that they have their needs met. I have a husband that needs my attention. And so I had to get my lifestyle to align with that, right? So I share all that with you guys to say this. This is the point of today. You can only commit to what's really practical within your wheelhouse, right? A lot of us are chasing very unrealistic things based on potential and not being honest with ourselves. And so when it comes down to, you know, what's happening behind the scenes that other people don't see, what happens is we've set these unrealistic expectations for ourselves, and we're watching all these other people. We're getting discouraged. We're getting down. We're constantly putting our goals, our vision, our plan on the back burner, and we're telling ourselves that we need to go do something else until, without realizing, like, I have a gift and a skill right in front of me. How can I turn what I have in my hand right now into some immediate income while making a long-term commitment through hell or high water, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how tough it gets, no matter how discouraged I get, no matter how many times I don't feel like it, I'm going to stick to my vision. I'm going to stick to my vision. You want to stick to your vision, but you also want to be able to pay for your current lifestyle. So here's what I teach people all the time. There's 3 sources of income. Hey, Season. 3 sources of income. And you want to always have the first one. The first one is active income. This is where you do something now and you get paid for it, and it actually takes care of your lifestyle. This can be a job. This can be providing services for people as a freelancer, a graphic designer, a virtual assistant, like me, a content marketing agency. It can be you coaching people. It can be whatever it is. It's something that is consistently going to be able to feed you, that you always keep at the forefront to make sure that your bills are going to be paid. The second form of income is leveraged income. This is when you do something one to many. You might do a workshop. You might do an online paid webinar. You might do some kind of group program and people pay you all to work with them, that group, at one time. That's something that you might do only a couple times a month or a couple times a year, right? So it's not your dominant source of income. It's a supplementary source of income. The third source of income is passive income. This is when you do something one time and you get paid for it over and over again. But here's what people don't understand. Passive is not passive. Passive requires an upfront amount of time, energy, and effort that you have to invest in it. And it takes time before it pays you. And even for it to pay you consistently, you have to probably consistently market it, consistently put it out there, consistently present it to the world so that they can exchange and transact with you money to purchase whatever this passive source is. The issue right now online is everybody's chasing passive income streams, and they don't understand passive requires an investment. Passive is going to take time. Passive may work, may not work, but passive does not cover your practical lifestyle. So what you have to ask yourself is, what do I need to do so I can have active income? Okay, I need active income in my household. If I do not have active income, guys, the dream will die. You cannot chase dreams, chase potential, chase your passion, chase your hobby. You can't chase all that other stuff if you don't have practical affordability to be able to sustain your quality of life right now. Because if you can't pay your bills, there is no creativity, you're under pressure, you're stressed out, your self-esteem is low, your confidence is shot, and you feel like a fraud. And now you're living in the world of imposter syndrome. So whatever beautiful, magical, amazing skills you have, that you could be leveraging, right? You don't believe in them because you're not making immediate income. And so you're lost in this world of delusion of, well, maybe I'm a fraud. Maybe what I thought I had is not real. Maybe this will never work. Maybe I just need to go get a job. Maybe, my family was right that this will never work. You get into the maybes and the shouldas and the couldas and the wouldas because you feel trapped because your financial needs are not being met immediately where you are. And so what's the end result of this? Here's what I'm going to say to you guys in order for you to be able to commit. All right. Number one, slow down, y'all. Slow down. Okay. Listen, I am the person who will work 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. That is who I was. But I will say, after going through health issues with a big slice on my neck and other things that I've had to incur on health issues from trying to go too fast and doing too much, let me tell you guys that it's okay to slow down. Sometimes you got to slow down to speed up. I know it seems like the world is moving fast. You're getting left behind. Everybody winning and you're not. They balling and you're not. They living their best life. Listen, everybody has a garage season. You have to understand what's required in yours and get your head down and commit to that thing, because no matter how fast you want things to go, everything has a process. Everything has a process. I don't care if you're trying to launch an e-commerce store, you trying to sell products on Amazon. If you go on Alibaba right now and order some products, I was over there the other day, it's going to tell you it might take 2 to 3 weeks before you get your products. Then your products get the customs, and it might take another week or two to get them out of customs. And you know what I mean? In other words, you can push and promote. I'm watching all these e-com people, and a bunch of them who getting their stuff from China, they can't even really sell their products right now because it's taking time for them to get their stuff from China here. The point is even in the world of e-com where you got ready to go buyers, there's a process to get your products from China to America, right? For those of us who are in this digital marketing space, we want to hurry up and build stuff and create stuff. And I want it right now. I want it right now. I want it right now. Listen, if you don't take the time to build your tech system solid, they will break. And if you have a whole bunch of people trying to buy your stuff and the links don't work because we're rushing, guess what? Now we got an even longer delay to fix what we was trying to rush and put together. And we got to come back and we got to fix it because we were rushing, right? I've learned this all the wrong ways, right? Doing all the wrong things. And I have clients now where they want everything now. And if it don't work, they quit. And it's like, dude, like, you don't understand. This stuff takes time, right? I saw something, I read an email from a guy the other day, and he said the average millionaire, it took them 12 years of working in their business to become a millionaire. It took them 12. Now, maybe that's on, the previous world. Now that we're in technology, it's different. But I say all that to say, whether you're trying to do an e-com store, whether you're trying to build your wealth with real estate, whether you're trying to build wealth with digital programs, whether you want to launch your own boutique or whatever you're trying to do, it's going to take time, boo. It's going to take time. So give yourself permission to invest the proper time to build it the right way so that it has sustainability. Because if you keep rushing, like for me, y'all, I let me tell you, I feel like I am being tortured right now because I know so much and I see so much, but my life is not reflecting all of that because I have to take my time to build what I was trying to rush to build these past couple of years, right? But at the end of the day, I got the vision, and I know if I commit, it's gonna happen. And so I slow down is number one. Number two, look at your real life in real life. Stop allowing the delusion of the internet to mislead you on what's happening in your world and in your space. Because a lot of us are making impulsive decisions based on the influencer's life, who I got out here and I built a YouTube channel and I make $20 million a year. So you should, me and one of my friends were talking yesterday about Gary Vee, making a statement about, it's something about being an influencer. And somebody asked him, when do you monetize? And he was like, never. We were like, what? Never? Like, you don't have to monetize, Gary Vee, because you run a dang media company with a gazillion employees. But for those of us who are building something, we need to monetize, right? If I took Gary Vee's advice, I'd be running around here focusing on just being an influencer that's super popular but broke. No, that's not practical. That's not practical, solid information that's applicable to the most of us, right? So look at your practical life. What do you need right now for your immediate needs? What do you need to do differently to be able to transform those immediate needs into something where you're taking care of yourself, right? So be practical about where you are. And then the third thing is position yourself with a plan, okay? Come up with a real life plan. This plan means that you sit down and you actually, I don't have my planner in here, you actually look at your schedule. You have a schedule, y'all. You know, I am struggling with that right now as far as my kids are homeschooling, right? And it's like, oh my God, like they're trying to take the whole day, right? But you have a plan. You look at it and you say, all right, these are the things that I'm going to produce. This is what I'm going to do to work on my business. This is the goals that I have. These are the clients that I'm going to get. You have to have a plan, y'all. You have to have a plan. If you have a vision and you don't have a plan, all you have is a wish. And a wish is just like mist. It comes and it goes, and it will never manifest if you don't have a plan. And so in order to get a plan, just to let you guys know, I am doing a workshop next weekend, right? December 14th and December 15th, called 2020 Vision. How to put your map in place, right? Your money activation plan. And we're going to be talking about the things that you need to do to turn this vision that you have into a real solid plan of action, because emotions will come and go. You're going to always, guys, today I did not feel like doing anything, right? I don't have a choice. I have to do it because I have a committed level of output that I have to do because of what I want to accomplish. So it's not always how you feel. It's not always, you know, if I'm in the mood or if I'm inspired. You better go take a hot shower, stretch it off, say prayers, and get your butt to work, because you gotta get committed to the plan. You have to have a plan, and you gotta commit to the plan in order to see it work out, right? So you gotta have a plan. So if you want to learn more about the workshop I'm doing next week, it is NicoleSCooper.com/2020 vision. Somebody put that in the comments for me, NicoleSCooper.com/2020 vision. And let me tell you guys about the power of the $7 million woman real quick, all right? Who she inspired me so much. So I've been following this girl for years. I'm big into blogging. I love blogging. I love the blogger community. I wanted to be a blogger. That was an ambition of mine. Just never put the time in to do it. And now I'm watching all my blogger people that I've been following become multi-millionaires because they stuck to the plan. All right. So there's a young lady who, I think back in 2012, her husband, she was married, and her husband, she was married for 12 years, I think. And her husband started having affairs on her, wasn't happy with the marriage or whatever. And one day went with another woman and was like, I want a divorce. I'm gone. Bye. Left her. Right. This woman ended up in a homeless shelter with her 2 kids and trying to pick up the pieces to get her life back on track. While she was going through this process of homelessness and trying to get her life back on track, she started learning about blogging. Okay. So she started blogging. She's a Christian woman, so she would share her inspiration about, you know, what she was going through with the stuff that she was happening in her life. She would blog about it, and then she started learning about how to write books, ebooks. So she started writing ebooks, and she would share on her blog the ebook that she wrote. And then she started learning about affiliate marketing. So she started sharing her affiliate journey with people. Long story short, over time, she started building her business on Pinterest. And as she started building on Pinterest, she was just consistent. She consistently built on Pinterest. She consistently shared on Pinterest. She learned the ins and outs of Pinterest. And then she started doing printables. Okay. Printables, if you don't know what that is, it's these simple little worksheets and stuff like that. You know, I got printables here for my kids for homeschooling, right? You know, you can do homeschooling printables where you create printables for people who are homeschooling their kids. She does printables for all kinds of things. You know, emergency home binder kits and meal planning kits and blogging planner and you name it, she creates it. I mean, and they're not the most designed things, right? They're not the most elaborate pieces of something, but she does it, and she was consistent in doing it. And then she said she started selling them on her blog, and I think she said she made like 2 sales when she first started her printables. And so she was like, well, that didn't work. Even though she had a huge following, she wasn't necessarily getting the traction that she wanted. And then she discovered the power of Shopify. So she decided to move her printables over to Shopify, and she already had the audience. So she moved her printables over to Shopify. She would email her list regularly. She was very open and transparent. She's always sharing stories, and she's really good about being authentically herself. She opens up a Shopify store, y'all. She launches her Shopify store. She promotes her Shopify store to her lists, and she starts, creating this whole process where she would give you something for free and then invite you to the store to see what else she had. And so that freebie would lead people to buy other stuff. Guess how much this woman made her first month on Shopify with her printables? She made $52,000, which is insane. Here's why. She already had the following. She had been consistent in her content. She had been building her audience frequently. She was pecking away. She was doing other things. But her following wanted her to set up shop to be prepared for the sale. Not throw a piece of paper on a blog with a button, but to set up shop. So this woman did 52. I read the story the other night. Y'all know I get up at 2:00 in the morning. I went and read every interview she had out there because I've been following her since like 2013, 2012. 2012. I've been following her for years. Long story short, this sister makes $5 million a year selling printables now. Okay, because she opened the store like 3 or 4 years ago. She makes like $3 to $5 million a year, or maybe she said 3 million. I don't know. I think she's done over 7 million, but different articles were saying different things because they were different dates. And why am I sharing her story? Because she was a homeless mom whose husband left her, who got online just looking for a way to find a way to feed her family. I think she said she used to live off of $12,000 a year, $18,000 a year, or something like that. She was consistent in what she did. Nobody knows who she is. She doesn't have this like crazy brand. She's not out here doing photo shoots 10 times a day for the gram. Because if you go to her Instagram account, she got 1,300 or 1,800 followers. I was over the other, hold on, my Instagram account is, my phone was dying. She has like 1,300 followers on Instagram. But here's the point. She knew what her goal was. She knew where her audience hung out. She committed to them. That's it. She committed to them, and she went through her process, and now she's making between $3 to $5 million a year. $3 to $5 million a year selling printables, and she sells courses now. Who is she? The magical question. Go look her up. Her name is Sarah Titus. Sarah. Hey, baby. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, this is I got a charger. I just don't have my stand. Oh no, you're good. Thank you. My husband heard me say my phone dying. Ain't he sweet? Her name is Sarah Titus. Go look her up. Titus. And she shows her numbers all the way up until 2018 last year. She doesn't show her 2019 numbers. But she had months where she made like $400 and something thousand. But she sells courses now too, of course. Right. So her courses are high. I think they're $2,000 for one, and like $700 for her printables. How to make printables courses, like $700. Her printables are high too. She's not like $5. She's like $125 if you want my printables. But the point is she found her process, she stuck it out, and now she's making the money and has the story to tell. But to see where she came from, and I followed her from the beginning, right? I followed her from the beginning, and it was encouraging to me because a lot of us want the story to be a big deal from the get. And God, listen, I'm like, God, I know my story should be, you know how many people come to me and be like, Nicole, you should be way further ahead than you are. And I have to listen to that and know that that's real true. But here's another thing that I had to understand. My process is my process. And I had to come to terms with what I've been called to do. Not what I can do, but what I'm called to do. And that is a very hard process, to eliminate what you can do to do what you're called to do. And it's very painful, and it is very humbling. Like, I swear I look in the mirror and be like, what is going on with you, girl? Like, why is your life not? I ask God, I be having long conversations, but God just keep hearing God say, stick with the process. Stick with the process. Because there's a million things I could be doing right now, making multi-millions of dollars. But this thing that God told me to do, and I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to do it. Like, I just got to commit to what God has given me a vision to do 10 years ago that keeps resurfacing. So I share that with you guys to say, commit to your journey. Get practical with your practical life. And commit to your vision. All right. Commit to your vision. There's just so many things that you're going to be times where you'll be discouraged, where you'll be like, man, I feel like a fool. I feel like this is stupid. I feel like a fraud, right? There's a million and one emotions. And then when you see all these folks doing the dang thing and you're just like, what am I doing wrong? Now, don't get me wrong. There's things that you can do to level up and open doors. Reach out, get help, get accountability partners, right? That was our do the hard thing for yesterday, is get an accountability partner. Pick up a phone, call somebody, tell them you're struggling. I need help, right? We were on the phone yesterday. Me and a couple of people in this chat, we pick up the phone, be like, yo, I'm having a bad day. Like, I need you to help me out, right? But do what you got to do to keep the vision in front of you so that you can stay in alignment with your God-given assignment. Y'all, that is my sermon for the day. All right. Day 7 of do the hard things. It's hard to commit, y'all. It's hard to commit, but it is required. It is a hard thing, but you gotta commit. Okay. So here's the thing. I'm doing this workshop. I have it at a Cyber Sale Week price. Prices go up this weekend. Y'all, I can't nickel and dime every doggone thing I give you. So if you feel like the quality of what I'm saying for free is good, you can imagine what I do for what's paid. You guys need to go register. It's NicoleSCooper.com/2020 vision. We're going to go deep dive for 2 days on how to align your vision with a blueprint, right? How to get that 2020 vision, have such a level of clarity that you become unstoppable in going down the path that is what you know you should be doing and what you should be committing to do. All right. So go ahead and register NicoleSCooper.com/2020 vision. And we'll be doing that next week. And I do not do lives on the weekends. So I will see you guys on Monday because I'm committed during this 90-day challenge of doing the hard things to do a live every day. But that is weekdays, not weekends. All right. So y'all have a great and awesome weekend. Yeah, you guys are looking Sarah Titus up. Go look her up. Go read her story. It's inspiring. And the girl is she know, look, she is, it's nothing about what she's doing is like something we can't do. It's like her stuff is so basic that it's like, you made how much over that? Like $3 million. She don't have no graphic designer. It ain't like super professional. It's like she on Canva playing with colors and putting printables together, but she consistent and her audience buys. So anywho, y'all have a great and awesome day. And see y'all on Monday. Go to NicoleSCooper.com/2020 vision. Join us and do the hard things challenge by joining our Facebook community. You can just go to NicoleSCooper.com/hard things. And I look forward to seeing you guys on Monday. Bye, y'all.